This is the Super Duper Smelter version 2, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to build a module and explain how it works, a furnace array module, and I'll be showing you how to build a bamboo module that goes with each furnace array module. Hello dudes and dudesses, and welcome to this tutorial on how to build my Super Duper Smelter version 2. I will be making one furnace array module and telling you all about how it works if I can, and one bamboo module as well. If you have no idea what this is, you have to watch the video about the concept of this farm and why I made it, but we are in a hurry, so let's just get cracking. The bamboo towers are designed to be modular, lag-friendly, and very simple to build. I have made 3 layers here, but I ended up using 5. But what you really need is a 4x10 area like this with dirt in the middle. That means that there's 8 blocks of dirt. So, and why is there 8? If I put in the water, you can see it's because that is precisely how long the water will carry anything that drops down there. So, it is really very simple. I use leaves here. You could use any non-solid block furnaces, obsidian, glazed terracotta, but I think that leaves are cheap and easy to get. So, and now you place slime blocks like this on top of it, matching the dirt, and then you make sure that you have leaves all around where the slime blocks will be touching, like so. And on top, of course, as well. And what's wrong with the weather? Hang on. Better. So then it's time to plant down the bamboo. Really, there's nothing more to it. You plant down the bamboo like this, and of course you have 8 in each row. And then you're ready to make the next layer like this. So you can see the height is 3 that the bamboos will be able to grow. Then I case it in with some kind of solid block. You don't have to, you could continue with the leaves. It's just easier when you're building it in survival, counting up and so on. Then you put this block and then this block there. You have to have a light level, you have to have a light block that emits a 15 level of light. And that's to ensure that the bamboos grow even at night, because they only grow if there's a light level of 9 on the head of them, the top of them. Yeah. So, and you can see there is. So then I can encase it with any block like this, and basically very soon we're done, like so. If I could hit it, and then you need to put a wall in there. I choose glass, but it could be any solid block. It makes the farm lossless. Then you find the middle. There is no middle, but you find roughly the middle behind here, and you place down a sticky piston pointing into the slime blocks like this. So this is what will be pushing all the slime blocks. And from here you just build up exactly the same pattern until you're 5 high. So I will just illustrate it here. This is where it's exactly the same as the bottom level. This is where you put the leaves, and you would put the next level of slime blocks right here. So pretty simple, I think. Now, what drives these are a clock that makes sure that there are no lag. And we use hoppers to get the pulse up to the different layers. So you place a hopper observer there with looking down and with a redstone dot on top of it. And for each layer you go 1, 2, 3, and you put a redstone dot on top of it. And this is where the next piston will be. So like this. And it goes for the other side as well. This is a double-sided farm, like so. And then you just continue up till you have 5 layers. Now I built the bottom of the other side of the farm, and then I take out this side and I go down 1 block like this. And you could do this in another way, but I choose to have an Etho, the best branded hopper clock in the game, the Etho hopper clock, and I line one of the hoppers up with the piston like this. And then you have two hoppers looking into each other like this. And you probably know how to make an Etho hopper clock, but I will do it just the same in case you don't. So like this. And the reason I use an Etho hopper clock is it's very easy to adjust the timings with it. And that's always nice. If you kind of change your mind, you don't have to build something new, you just put in or take out some items from the hoppers. So now you place a redstone block right there, make sure it is equal with the pistons, yeah. And then you need to have an observer looking at the redstone clock directly underneath the piston, like so. So it's spatting its impulse that way, you can say. But it won't work if you don't have a delay on it. Then the slime blocks would get caught hanging out there. So it has to be on 4 ticks like this. Now it's time. You don't put in the last observer yet. Now you build the farm finished all the way to the 5th layer, so you're sure everything stays in place. And when you're finished, you go down and you place in the last observer like so. And as you can see, yeah, that happened. It's zero-ticked it out there, but that's an easy fix. What you do is you just really fast do like this, and everything is back in place, and the farm is ready to go. All you have to do now is decide the timing. I've opted for 2 stacks, but you could put in more if you're on a server and you are afraid of lag. But 2 stacks will do the job. Very, very nice, and you're done. As I explained in my concept video, each bamboo module, double module, fits with a double furnace array module. And you have to combine them, of course, depending on how many modules you want. And the way you do this, if I just build this up so you can see this is the next module, is with a 2 block gap like this. And there's a reason it's 2, because otherwise you can't get the water to flow in one direction. So you put in a slab there and a slab right there. And then you have 4 blocks down here that you will put ice under, just compressed ice. It doesn't have to be blue ice, just compressed ice like this. And if you see, I will put down water right here. And now all the items will be flowing in this direction. Yeah, it's actually the opposite of what I've done in the farm, but you get the idea. And when they all flow together, in the last farm, you will need to pick them up. So let's just go over here and see how you do this. I have a hopper, a single hopper right there going into a chest, and I haven't connected it yet. So there will be 2 hoppers under the chest going into these hoppers down there from each side, and going into a dropper clock right here. If you can't see how it's done, I will show you when we get to the furnace array. It's much easier, but that's a dropper spitting items into a bubble column with a soul sand in the bottom. So let me just show you. Let's get some items. No, let's put them directly in here like this. You can see they're going up in a fast pace, and I'm not, because I can't leave the ground. And there you see you have exactly the same circuit right there. The bamboo flows in, goes into the double chest, and with 2 hoppers underneath, it is evenly distributed into these 2 droppers that spit them out in new water streams. So you can see that's the circuit right there, and the dropper pointing this way. So if we try now to put something in there, it will be equally distributed into each dropper and each water stream. You can see it goes this way, and it goes to the other side as well. So I will just quickly show you this circuit as well, because that's also part of the distribution chain. It's a double chest, as you can see, and it goes down to a hopper minecart on a detector rail. And the reason it's not going is simply that we have a hopper here with 4 stacks in it, and this, because of the comparator right here, won't be going until there's 4 stacks in the hopper minecart, so it doesn't go along all the time. But that's basically the distribution. If if you don't care how the furnace array works, you can skip to the let's build it later in the video. I will just explain starting with the water stream where the droppers will spit out the smelted items. You have to have them not directly opposite each other, and you have to have the water sources behind them. So never have a water source directly in front of the dropper. That's important. Now, the first thing we're going to build is this small dropper clock that spits out the items when it comes from the furnaces. So the furnaces smelt them, they go into this hopper chain and into the droppers. Exactly the same circuit that we used over there. No, it was over there. And they spit it out into the water stream. Very easy, very standard. Then we have 5 furnaces and we have 5 hoppers where the items to be smelted will go in. We use, as I said in the concept video, we use a minecart because it can take exactly 5 items from a block that, from a hopper minecart that goes on top of a block above it. So we ensure that we get exactly 1 item in each furnace. So let us just try and put in 5 here so you can see it. I have this test button here, and you can see 1 item in each furnace, very much as expected. And that's how you get even distribution of the items to be smelted. Nothing unexpected there, and then the items are spat out into the water stream as you see. So that was that part, very easy. Now then we have the rest of the fuel, the local part of the fuel distribution lines. This part right here, we talked about this part. Now it's the part that is actually per each furnace array has one as well. It's right there. It's a hopper minecart that's glitched into a block. So this one part we won't talk about it yet. It's overflow protection. But this part down here, that is, you see there's 60 in each of the furnaces right now. It's evenly distributed, and that is this circuit right here above us that actually makes sure that it works that way. So if I put in 5 items up here, that is what the hopper minecart will deliver. You will see that this circuit that is basically a mumbo jumbo circuit will make sure it will blink once. Did you see it? And then it will make sure that these 5 items go to the comparator, turn off the torch, turn off this, and 1 item is dropped into each of the hoppers, and then it ends up in the furnaces like this. Totally even fuel distribution. And that's important for this system. So that's the circuit right there. You see it. But as we use the farm, we don't always smelt. So bamboo will be building up, coming in more than we smelt. And if now you imagine that we fill out these row of hoppers as well, what you can see what will happen is if we do like this, I'll just fill them up. So now they're all filled up. The next batch of bamboo that will come in will go in the row of hoppers pointing directly down right here. Now, we need that to be even fuel distribution as well. So the system actually provides that as well. If I put in 5 bamboo right up here, that would be what came natural, like this. We should hopefully see that there's 1 bamboo in each. So it actually also makes sure that it's even on this layer of hoppers right there. But if we fill this layer up as well with bamboo, then the next bamboo that will come in will actually turn off this redstone, which means that every bamboo after that will plummet down, and if it's not used regularly, the system will just not work. So bamboo will be going down without being distributed evenly. That's why we need to have this overflow protection right here, because this hopper right there, as soon as there's something there, it turns off this system, and this is where this system comes in. So let's try and put something in there, and let's just put in 5 like so, and you can see it goes down there, and whoop, it turns this one on. but it turned the other redstone here off because they are there now, and now actually every bamboo you put in there would just plummet down to the first hopper in the feed line if we didn't lock it. But we did. So you see nothing goes down here because it's locked, it stays up there. So we make sure that we, even when it's backed up, we have equal fuel distribution when we continue. So let me show you how it works. If I take out this, for instance, because we smelted something, and let me take it out in each of these very fast. You can see the redstone turns back on this one, ensuring that we have equal fuel distribution, and so that the bamboo that were in this will go out and be distributed evenly as well. And this is very important, otherwise the system will eventually malfunction, but now it's equal as well. And if we look at this one, it will be the same. Maybe there will be something because I took them out in a different order, but the last one will have 5 more, and there's not really any way to avoid that because that's the one that locks the system. But even fuel distribution, that is the key in this system. That's why we can have such a small bamboo farm to keep it running. So hopefully you now know how this works, or have an idea of how it works and why it's built like this. So let's build it. So you start by placing dropper facing into the water stream, and actually that's a dispenser. You could use a dispenser, but there's no need for a dispenser, so let's use a dropper, it's cheaper. Let me just put that there, like so. You have a dropper pointing into the water stream. So, and then you make the dropper clock. I don't know if it's called the dropper clock. I keep calling it a dropper clock, but you know, this the thing that actually makes things spit out. So you place a sticky piston there, and you place an observer with the bum that way. Then you may place a temporary block like that and an observer like this. Now, anything that goes in there, let's just take half a stack, will be spat out like this. So, hooray, it functions. Then you take 2 hoppers and point it straight down, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. And then you take furnaces and put on top, 5 furnaces in all, so you will have a space of 2 where you will put any block you want, basically, like this. Then you do what you would do with any normal hopper or furnace array. You put in the input hoppers and the fuel hoppers in the back, like this. And a row of hoppers pointing straight down into those hoppers, like so. Then you build up this so it's full in height with this, and then you need to make the feed line. But before you make the feed line, you need to have a comparator. So you place a block there, and you put a comparator facing that way, like this. And then you take the feed line, crouch and put a hopper in there, and crouch and put hoppers like this. And make sure that you make this one longer than the array is. Then you put a solid block in front of the comparator like this, and one there, and then you just take it down all the way along the hoppers like this. Then you take a redstone torch, put it right there, and some redstone dust all the way around, like this. Actually, no, you don't use redstone dust there because it would affect the comparator, so you take a repeater and place it there. And now you take a block on top of the torch like this, and on the other side like this, and you put a torch on that torch just above the repeater, and you put a block there, and then you put redstone dust on it like so, right? And then you take a block on top of the torch like this, and then basically you need to take repeaters, 3 of them at 1 tick like this, and you place a solid block there and redstone dust on top like this. Now it's time for the input. So you place a block and a redstone block and a temporary block, and then a block like this, and you put powered rails all the way down, one past the hopper like this. All right, then you build a stair. You go like this, like this. So you have like 2 stairs up there, and you go up there with the normal rails, and then you punch out the rail up there. Now, then you place a block there and a block there, and that is actually the main artery, as Tankotech called it. It's the main distribution line for the items to be smelted. Let me just put it in so you can see it like so. The hopper minecarts will be going on this. Then you take a fence gate, put it right there, and that will be holding back the hopper minecart. Then you take a redstone dust right there, and that's the one when you have a detector rail that will be opening the fence gate as the hopper minecart passes it. So I will just have a test button there, but that's only for testing, you don't need it. So if we put that there, you can see that it opens. So that's it. Now we have the fuel input. You put down a hopper like this, and you put down a rail like this. Then you make kind of a cradle. You cradle in the rail like this, and this is the input line. And then you put down a hopper minecart on the rail. Then you take sand or gravel, and you put it like this, and you punch out the rails, and it goes down on top of the hopper minecart. And then you just put down your rails like so. And basically that's the whole system done. Voila! Now there's only one thing to be wary of. It is that when you build the other side, it's exactly the same, but it has to be offset by 1. So if you go over here, you can see there's 1 block in between. That's very important. And then you just do exactly the same. So if we just start it up here, you can see you take the ice road right here, and then you take the dropper, and you, not like that, and not like that either. You place it facing into the water stream like this, and then you just build up exactly the same system that we just did together. Alright dudes and dudesses, I hope you enjoyed this and found it useful. As always, or almost always, there will be a world download in my small Discord community, a link on the top hand right side of the YouTube page and in the description. I will also try to make timestamps in the description this time, so you can jump to whatever you need to see. And thank you for watching. And if you're brand new, subscribe please, it helps the channel, and see you in the next one. Bye!